name is Walker, and I have Usher syndrome. This is my guide dog, Loki.
And my name is Joey, and I've got retinitis pigmentosa, and this is my guide dog, Tucker. And we're going to talk to you about why it's important to have a guide dog and how you should act around them and not distract them while they're working.
So what is a guide dog? A guide dog is a fully trained service animal that has been trained to... Man, are you for real right now? Loki, come here.
It was working so good.
So what is a guide dog? A guide dog is a fully trained service animal that has been trained to lead a blind or visually impaired person. Because not all dogs are capable of being a guide dog, only the best of the best are able to safely guide their handler through their everyday lives.
It is also important to know that even though these are highly trained guide dogs, they're still just dogs, and they can make mistakes, and often do. Which is why Walker and I make it our mission to educate the world about guide dog etiquette. We want to minimize distractions so we can make a stress-free environment for our dogs to work in.
There are 3 things to remember when seeing a working guide dog with its handler. The first one is to remember to never ever pet a guide dog while it's working with its handler. A guide dog has been trained to ignore everyone while it is working, so petting them not only causes a major distraction, but also can confuse the dog.
The next thing you want to know is you don't want to talk to the dogs under any circumstances. Doing so may cause a momentary lapse in their awareness and their focus. This momentary lapse of awareness could cause the dog to misinterpret it or a command or make a mistake.
Finally, it's important to always remember to avoid making eye contact with a guide dog while it is working. While it may not seem like such a big deal, making eye contact with a guide dog can cause it to lose focus. This can put the handler's safety at risk if the guide dog misses a cue.
Those are the 3 most important things to remember if you ever encounter a guide dog. But how can you tell if a guide dog's working? Well, the most obvious way is by it's wearing a harness. The guide dog harness is basically a mobility device that connects the guide dog to its handler so the handler can interpret what the guide dog is trying to tell him. Really?
You won't do that while he's talking?
What'd he do?
He started whining.
Oh, I didn't even hear it.
I don't know if you'll catch it on there or not. Guide dog harness is basically 2 parts. You've got the body part that wraps around his torso, which attaches the harness to the dog, and the handle, which is what the guide dog handler holds, which is what helps interpret what the dog is doing.
A guide dog's harness gives its handler all the information they need to work safely alongside their dog. With lots of practice, we learn to interpret every movement our dog makes just by holding on to the handle. We can tell if the dog is pulling us in a straight line, taking us left and right, or even just stopping to alert us of an obstacle.
It takes a lot of work to be a successful guide dog team. It takes a lot of discipline from not only the handler but also the guide dog to reach a level of consistency to be a successful team. Allowing a guide dog to be a regular dog is important for its happiness. It also gives them time to let out all the urges they've suppressed while they were working.
As a matter of fact, a guide dog spends most of its life living like a regular dog, and at home they are just as playful and loved as any other dog. They can play games, eat treats, run around, snuggle, you name it. And just like people, they know when it's time to work and when it's time to play. And as long as the people around them remember to practice good guide dog etiquette, we can be sure that our dogs work in a more stress-free environment.
So there you have it. We appreciate you listening and hope you learned something cool today. Make sure you share this so your friends can learn something about guide dogs also.